Alright, we should be live here, just giving a few seconds for stream to catch up, but this is Hiking's Fireside Chat number 86, I believe it should be, if the numbers are correct. I'll double check, I think I may have missed a YouTube upload on last week's. I'll get on that and just upload both now. So this is the first of the new format of Fireside Chats, which are going to be considerably shorter. Just going to be this opening segment of me kind of giving an overview of the state of the clan, current events, announcements, upcoming stuff, that kind of thing. So, with that in mind, yeah, basically, if you hadn't heard already, I've been trying to announce it, spread the word, but Court of the High King is the new kind of supplementary event, which is there are going to be two of them every week. Generally, they'll be half an hour to an hour, half an hour maybe if nobody shows up or something like that, or there's some, I need to leave or something like that. But generally speaking, they will be around an hour to two time slots per week. This week we had one on Tuesday. I got one later tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Basically, with those, I'll just be here in the Cert Holler channel, hanging out, playing some games, talking to people, answering any questions, talking about random topics. Generally, I try to keep it a little bit WA focused, so it's not necessarily just a full-on hangout, talking about whatever. So usually I'll try to look for topics related to WA or at least somewhat related that I can talk about. And certainly I usually can come up with something, even if it's a bit of just a rant or rambling about WA history or ideas or some of my thoughts about rules or things that we're planning or have done recently, that kind of thing. And there's always endless debates you can have about WA history and politics, traditions, everything like that. So usually not hard to fill up the time, but that's kind of how that event works. And obviously, if anybody comes in and has any questions, anything like that, that's going to take priority. And that's another thing about sort of the etiquette of the Court of the High King is that if somebody does join and they are looking to ask a question or something like that, I would ask that everyone, be quiet and try to give them the opportunity to speak and everything like that. Not to say that you can't just, hang out and chat and whatnot, but the idea is that people who do have a question or something specific do get that chance to actually talk to me and ask me about it. And if you are wondering, really, there's no question too small for it, as long as it is streamed live. So if it's something more private, you would obviously probably want to DM me instead of bring it up during Court of the High King. But yeah, my hope is that it makes me a bit more accessible as a leader, and also provides a good way for everyone to just kind of hang out, just a good venue that isn't necessarily game related. I know that's something where a lot of our game events are, World of Warships or StarCraft, Warframe, Destiny. You join if you play that game. Oh, sure, it's a lot of fun, but I think having opportunities for people to just hang out, regardless of their favorite games, is cool. And maybe that's something we'd look at making more events for in the future as well. But with that in mind, yeah, Court of the High King again, 7 p.m. Pacific tonight. But as far as stuff going on this week, I went over it a bit. If you caught Court of the High King on Tuesday, I do tend to go over some of the recent events there too. And let's see, as far as stuff going on, I will remind everyone once again, last call for the Artisans Guild leadership position. I'm looking for anybody willing to serve as leader of that guild. Again, that's a guild for writing, art, drawing, music, anything like that, basically anything creative. And the idea behind the guild is, yeah, you can just share kind of your, basically your work and whatnot just for feedback, or you can also, the idea is the guild will produce some things for WA. For example, most recently, Talos is looking to make a new warband application. He's looking to put a flag together for that, and he had posted in there with some ideas for it and looking for somebody to help him out from the Artisans Guild. So that's kind of another thing it's for, is sort of answering requests like that and being a good place where, if somebody's sitting down and say, hey, I need the help of an artist. Okay, you know exactly where to go. You go to the Artisans Guild, you talk to the leader or a member, and they can bring it up there and hopefully get something put together for you, or at least help you out a little bit, send you in the right direction. As far as, let's see, this is a tiny thing, but I was messing with the forum colors a little bit. Probably would barely notice it, but there's one or two things I noticed, or rather that Soullight noticed that he had messaged me about, as far as the forum search. The page numbers when you search for something, or there's multiple pages of something, are white, like the number is white, and so is the box they're in, so it's unreadable unless you highlight it. So I edited those. They look a little bit odd, but it's blue and white right now. It's at least readable. And I edited one or two other things there. So if you see something weird or you just have questions about forum, how the forum colors are designed, let me know. It's a bit of a translation project in a way because you basically there's however many hundreds of HTML color hex codes in there in the code, and I'm basically just changing them one by one and seeing what it does, trial and error, and that's how eventually I figured out the page numbers bit. So, but I'm glad to fix that at least. And yeah, I think that was one nice thing to get fixed. Let's see. House Dippity current events. I'm still working on Relics and Final Quest. Kusia got some good ideas. I think there are some other ideas brought up in House Dippity chat. If anyone has further ideas for Relics, feel free to post them there. But yeah, in the works for that, as far as adding a final quest each one, and also a system for what will probably be called Lost Relics, where somebody can basically create their own relic if they don't want to pursue one of the current ones. This is a system that will be put in place for that, which should be a lot of fun. And then also, I'm going to create veneration events. I'm not sure exactly what they'll be called, but veneration is the points you earn for relics in House Dippity. And the idea is I would host events, tournaments, or just hangouts, or something like that. Just some kind of event, and it wouldn't necessarily be only House Dippity, but the purpose would be for House Dippity members to show up and earn veneration just for showing up or participating, and that way it would make it easier to earn relics without having to wait around for a year or two or something to accumulate all these various trials and whatnot and points that way. So yeah, that is in the works. I think that's mostly it. My main project has been uh, codex entries. I wrote a few. Hopefully, me and the rest of the Historians Guild can pick up the pace on those. And my initial hope was to, I mean, I knew it was unrealistic, but my goal was say, hey, let's just gun for having every member of WA have a codex entry by the end of the year. I think I can pretty much conclusively say, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. But I just like setting that goal just so we can try to do as much as we can as quickly as we can and kind of have something to work towards there. So we have made some progress on it, and I know myself, I'm gonna keep working on it. I'd love it if the Historians Guild all could pitch in when they have spare time, even if it's just a couple entries a week or something like that. That actually helps a lot. Um, Especially when we've got half a dozen people working on it, that actually really does add up. I mean, by the end of the year, we could easily have you know a few dozen entries between the rest of us, and I try to do even a faster pace than that. So, hey, if we can get 50 entries done by the end of the year, I'll be pretty happy. I mean, that's going to be most all the officers. That's going to be a lot of. Usually, we work top down on that, so we get into berserkers, raiders, even beyond that. So I think that'd be really cool. A lot of entries just need updates, especially with the new format that I've created. If you aren't in the Historians Guild, do let me know if you want to join, if you have any interest in WA traditions, history, especially working on codex entries, because that's our big thing, um, as well as kind of researching stuff like lineage and old information on WA history, that kind of thing. But that's kind of on the back burner now. It's mostly been codex work. So yeah, that's something I'm working on for now. And yeah, I think the big thing is we've got the Vet Vigor, translates to Winter Battle, roughly, in Old Norse. That's coming out in just a few days here, actually. December 16th is when that begins. It's December 16th, that Monday at midnight. So it's actually midnight Sunday night, the night of Sunday, December 15th at 12 midnight Pacific time is when the event kicks off. So I'll probably throw out an everyone ping to the server on Sunday, not at midnight, a little earlier probably, just to remind everyone that's happening. And then I'll make an official post when it begins on the 16th. But yeah, looking forward to that. Going with that, the song I'm working on as a prize. If you aren't familiar with the prize for it, check out announcements channel on Discord. But the prize is going to be a song, which is not only just lyrics written down as it has been in the past, but I'm going to record it as well. And basically, the top few members who I gotta check my own announcement actually if it was top 10 or top. I want to say top 12 is what I put. The top 12, yes, the top 12 combatants will who get the most points will be featured in the song. So hopefully that is a cool thing for people. I hope people like the song when it comes out. I'm currently still working on it. I just actually, I don't want to get too into the technical musical talk here, but I just got a new guitar for that, some new software, new headphones, new cables, a lot of new stuff. So definitely getting all ready to go for that. So I should be at the top of my game, so to speak, for it. Hopefully, so yeah, hopefully people will enjoy the song. And if you don't like it, maybe you'll enjoy just reading the lyrics. But my hope is that that is kind of a cool new way to reward people for participating in events beyond just a mark for everything. This is kind of something new and different. And yeah, maybe there'll be more WA songs in the future. I think would be really really cool. So yeah, that's kind of in the works right now. Like I said, as far as working on it, I have sort of a base outline for how the whole song is going to go, and I'm currently in the process of laying down basically a demo version of it, which will be all the guitar parts most likely, maybe some orchestrations, that kind of thing, and get that the whole song set up like that, so I have a good idea of the total length of the song, how everything is going to work. I do already know it's in the key of B minor for the musicians among you. It's in the time signature of 6/8, and I think yeah, it's gonna be fairly heavy metal kind of thing, but there's some other elements to it too. So yeah, hopefully it will be cool when it turns out. I know I'm excited about it thus far. Excited to keep working on it too. So that's gonna be my main thing for the rest of the month, at least for me and beyond. Somewhat is working on the song and codex entries myself is gonna be my plan for now. Um, so far as the changes that went about November 1st, in particular, the changes that went about to organization as far as how reports are done and everything at the end of the month, I was, mm, I would say, it was overall neutral on how things went in November. Were it a normal month, I would have been kind of disappointed as far as stuff being posted last minute, or templates not being followed, stuff like that. But um, like I usually say, the goal is not to punish people for messing stuff up. The goal is just that stuff is done correctly. So I'm not getting super mad about it or anything like that. And November was a really, really crazy month for pretty obvious reasons. So I'm not, and it's also the first month of it. So I'm not taking it too seriously as far as that, but I expect December to be much, much, much better. And especially, I want to encourage people who either A, have any questions about how the reporting is done or their job as an officer or anything like that. Don't hesitate to ping me, message me, and I can tell you exactly what you need to be doing, and yeah, help you out. Because I would much rather, even if you think you know how to do it, but you're not 100% sure, don't hesitate to message me. I don't mind getting a bunch of messages at all. I would be happy to just talk and make sure, you know, it's I think it's reassuring to me and to whoever messages me. If you message me and say, "Hey, is this the right way to do it?" and I say, "Yep, yep," I mean, hey, then we know we're all on the same page, so that's totally fine. It's totally cool. So yeah, and if anybody, I know we're a bit short-staffed in terms of officers here. Some of the war bands are certainly getting smaller with the standards kind of going up as far as how active members have to be. Um, so with that in mind, to some degree at present, with the number of warbands we have, I know we're stretched a little bit thin. So I think if any officers need help with duties, there are anyone thaning up can basically go and help out any other warband with their duties. So don't hesitate to post an all thing or message me or message a Jarl if you need help with some duties or yeah, if you're just yourself, you're off, you need to take a leave of absence or you can't handle whatever workload, just let somebody know and we'll get it sorted out. It's not a problem. Yeah, I think that is about it. I'll go ahead and I didn't get any messages from anybody as far as stuff they wanted me to announce during Fireside, so I will just remind everyone that if you do want me to bring up something specific during Fireside, you just have to ping me or message me or bring it up in the Twitch chat, and I can certainly discuss it, whether it is just a topic you're curious about, or you got a question, or you want me to mention your event, or anything like that. But yeah, I'll go ahead and mention what we do have coming up that I've got scheduled here. I believe all these events are still active and should be happening. But if you're curious if an event is still going on, I would say ping the organizers. There's a thread in the forums on the Monolith. I always like to mention the Monolith subforum on our forums. There's so much useful stuff there. If you got a question about anything, chances are it's in there. There's templates for reports, information on everyone's jobs, who's doing what, and there's a thread in there called active duties that lists not only who's doing everything as far as leading warbands, but also says who's running each event too. So it's a really good way you can check there. Oh, Minecraft night. Let's see, who do I ping for that? Well, check the thread there, and then you'll know. But yeah, we got Minecraft night happening tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific. And this Saturday, we're going to have a Halo night at 5 p.m. Pacific, StarCraft night at 8 p.m. Pacific. This Sunday, the 15th, we have Destiny 2 night at 11 a.m. Pacific. Monday, the 16th, we'll have Warframe night at 5 p.m. Pacific. And then Wednesday, the 18th, we got World of Warships night at 5 p.m. Pacific. So, yeah, check those out if you haven't already. And let's see. We will see everybody next Thursday, next Fireside Chat, Thursday the 19th at 5 p.m. Pacific for Fireside Chat number 87. And again, I'll try to get all these on YouTube. So, yeah, thanks everyone watching live or watching the VOD. We'll be back then, and actually we'll be back later tonight for Court of the High King at 7 p.m. Pacific. So we'll see everybody at one or both of those.